Am I audible now? Hello? Hello, hello. Am I audible? Okay, now it should be fine, right? Okay, great. Okay. So, how are you guys? How are you guys? I hope we are revising the assignments, right? Yesterday we had an assignment and we also had a quiz, right? So I hope everyone has got everyone increase your volume. Just give me a second. I think it should be fine. Just give me a second, guys. Just give me a second. Yes. Now am I audible properly? Hello. Yes, yes. Okay. So I hope everyone is doing the assignments right. I hope everyone is doing the assignment. So how did you submit the assignment yesterday? Right? Were you able to do it? Can I have a can I have a go? Okay, Anuj says yes, yes. Okay. Hello, Naveen. How old are you? Okay, so I'm 22. Right? ठीक है. Rohit says yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Great, great. ठीक है. So if you have any doubts from the previous 2 days, you can let me know, right? First 5 minutes will be allocating for the doubts. If you think that any concept is missing or you are not aware of any concept, you can let me know. So in the meanwhile, what we'll be covering today? We'll be covering selectors, right? We have two types of selectors, ID and class. We'll be covering that, and after after that, we will be going on to Flexbox, right? Flexbox. So I hope uh, Flexbox is a very, very, very important concept, right? So I hope everyone will be more than excited to learn it, right? Plus today we'll also be having a quiz. So please be right. Please be uh, available at the ending part of this. I mean, please be available for the whole session, but please make sure that you are joining the quiz, right? Yesterday, I think some of the people were having issues joining, but today make sure your internet connection is good and you're able to join the quiz, right? ठीक है. Good evening. Good evening. ठीक है. So I hope any doubts from the previous 2 days? Anyone? At least type yes or no in the chat box so that I can get to know. Any doubts from the previous 2 days? So who will tell me what all we covered yesterday? Anyone? What all we covered yesterday, guys? Can anyone let me know? Let's see who has revised the session and who has not. Okay, JP Gaming says no doubt. What about others? No, sir. Okay, great. So can anyone let me know what did we cover yesterday? We covered some important concepts yesterday, right? We covered div and what else? We covered styling, right? What are the three types of styling that we have got? Anyone can let me know in the chat box? What are the three types of styling and what is the most used one? Yes, we covered list also. Yes, internal, inline, and external. Okay. Yogi says inline, internal, and so. And what is the most important? What is the most used styling in all of these? What is the most important styling in all of these? It is external, right? We did why do we use external for that, right? We covered external yesterday. External is the most used one. Yes, great, great, nice. External, sir. External. I can see multiple answers. That means you guys are revising your concept, right? That's really great because many students have doubt in that. What is the difference? And I hope everyone knows the difference. How do we add inline styling? How do we add internal styling? And how do we add external styling, right? Uh, what is the difference between web app and website? They are used interchangeably, so it's the same thing, right? A web application is a total application. It consists of your backend plus front end plus the databases, whereas a website is just what you see in the browser, right? So yeah, this is a very minor difference that we can say, but otherwise they both are same. External CSS, ठीक है. So I hope everyone knows how do we add internal CSS, how do we add inline CSS, and how do we add external CSS, right? So for internal, for internal we use a style tag, okay, and for inline we use a style tag inside that line only, which we want to have, which we want to add a style into, right? And for external we use a link tag, right? So this is how we can link our HTML and CSS together, because uh, if you're using in external styling, your HTML should know that which file should be linked to. That is the use of link tag here. ठीक है. Hello Saksham, hello, how are you? चलो ठीक है. With that being said, so today I have got some important concepts as well. First thing that we'll cover, let me open the Excel drawer, and ठीक है. So today we'll be starting off with selectors, right? Selectors, selectors. Basically there are two types. One is class and one is id and one is tag. Tag we covered yesterday as well, but yeah, we'll have a short revision of type as well. ठीक है. So sir, I have a doubt on images, बताओ. ठीक है. Write it in the chat box and we'll answer that. Okay, ठीक है. So what do you mean by selectors? Anyone? Why are selectors used for? Why do we use selectors? Yeah, we have a universal tag as well, okay? But we'll not be covering that because it's very basic. Okay, so we have three types of tags. In fact, two. The most important, the most commonly one used are only two. One is class and one is ID, right? Can anyone let me know what are selectors used for? Why do we use selectors, right? In the meanwhile, let me open the VS Code. How to adjust? Yeah, we can adjust it while using CSS. So I'll show you today. Don't worry. Just a random guy. Deadline for today's assignment. Deadline is till 7:30, right? As soon as the session ends, you can submit it till then. No, I think it's the team will let you know if I'm wrong. But I think it's till 7:30 only. Okay. So let me open the file. We are there on open folder. Selectors used to define portion. Okay. Let me just open the demo. Yes. Okay. So this was the topic that we covered yesterday. We covered divs and we covered styling, right? This is the external styling that we applied. So what are selectors used for? Selectors are used to style the particular element. Yes, you can say. Okay. Selectors. So let's suppose I have a scenario. I think most of you were asking yesterday also. Let's suppose okay. So let's suppose you have a scenario. Okay, you have a scenario. Let's suppose you have h2 tag, and let's suppose you have another h2 tag. You have another h2 tag. Okay. And I'll mark it that this is another h2. This is another h2. Okay. Now just tell me one thing. Let's suppose I want to apply styling to my h2 tag. Okay. So what was the nice way to do that? I just simply go here. I just simply type h2 and I whatever styling I want to give. Let's suppose I want to give a color as blue. Okay. So all my h2 tag will have a color as blue, right? Naveen, they are the same thing. Okay. So let me just go live. Let me just go live. Let it wait. Let's slow. Yeah. So here we have. So as soon as I applied, let me just open it in this window. Okay. Now, so what has happened here, right? I have applied h2. Right. I have applied styling to my h2. Okay. This is h2, and this is another h2. Okay. Now, what if I only want to apply styling on the first one, only on this one? Okay, you have a scenario. Okay, and that is very common, right? That is very used. So let's suppose I want to only apply styling to my first heading, not the second heading, but I want a different color. Yes, that's what we are trying to explain, right? We use selectors for that. So I am just saying that let's suppose we want to apply styling to only the first part, not the second part. Then how do we do that? Any guesses? How do we only apply styling to the first heading, not the second heading? Any idea? Anyone? Yes. So for that we have a concept called as selectors, right? we have two types of selectors, one is id and one is class. ठीक है, तो I'll just quickly come here, I'm just assigning an id. ठीक है, so how do you assign an id, what is it, will come to the depth of it, but just for now just focus on the code that is being right, ठीक है, that is being written. Let's suppose I give it an id of first heading or first h2, ठीक है. Now an id is used to give uniqueness to your elements or uniqueness to your tags, ठीक है. What is the use of id? If I am using id here, it will indicate a unique, it will allow, it will give a unique function feature to it, or not a feature, it will give a uniqueness to it, ठीक है. Now since it is unique, right, since it is unique, I can add whatever CSS I want to. So how do we target it? Let's suppose this is my first h2 and let me come to my css, ठीक है. Now in order to use my id, ठीक है, first of all we are covering id. In order to use id, I use a dot operator, sorry, dot notation, then I write the name of my id. After that, again similar, the same thing that we did for h2. Now if I apply the color blue here, only let me refresh. Now just give me a second. Yes, okay. Wait, sorry, for id we don't use dot, we use hash. Yes, my bad, sorry, my bad. Okay, for that, okay. Now so what has happened here, one was, so if I come here, there are two headings, one was heading 2 and one was another, one was another heading, right, and they both were of type h2, but this time I only have a styling on this one, on the first one, that is, okay. So why are we, how are we able to achieve this? We are able to achieve this by using ids. They are used to give uniqueness to your tags. If I just use tag, okay, let's suppose if I comment this out, if I comment this out and if I just use a tag, okay, in this it is not giving uniqueness, it is not giving uniqueness, and that is the only reason that both of my heading are coming of the same color, because they are not unique. It is common, h2 is common, right? All, by this I mean that all the headings to all the h2 will have the same styling. But if I do this, only the id, only the h2 that has an id of first h2, right, this only has an id of first h2 will only get the blue color. As simple as that, okay, as simple as that. I hope it is clear, right? Let me come here to the text menu, let me write some. So first of all we'll cover ids, right? So id, an id, it's very simple. An id is used to give unique, uniqueness, uniqueness, I think, yeah, uniqueness, okay, to ueness, okay. This used to give uniqueness to your tags, okay. For using id we use an hashtag operator, hashtag notation, okay. So if we ever want to use an id, we'll give an id to a tags. And how do we add css? We type in hash, and then whatever css we want to write, we write that css. As simple as that. It's very simple, okay. Okay, got it? Got it, everyone? So anchor tag is used to add, yes, anchor tag is used to add links, hyperlinks, okay. Image tag is, img tag is used for adding links, and anchor tag is used for adding that is for only for links, right? That is an anchor link, hyperlink, you can say, okay. Now after this one, after class, after id we have a thing called as class as well, okay. Now this is also used to give uniqueness, okay. But yes, but can anyone let me know? So I'll tell you, this is also an selector, okay, selector, selector, which is used to give unique styling, okay. But what is the difference between id and a class? Unique styling. ठीक है, चलो. Can anyone let me know what is the difference between an id and a class? Why do we use id and why do we, and on where do we use id, and on which, and on where, and on which places do we use a class? Anyone got any answer to that? id can't be same. Very good, Anand. Id cannot be same. Yes, we can. So there's a difference, right? We can have a same id to tags, right? But it is not recommended to have a same id, because the sole purpose of id is to give uniqueness, right? If you apply the same id to each and every tag, then what is the purpose of using id? You can just use a simple tag there, right? Got it? ठीक है. So class, ठीक है, it is the same, right? If I have to tell you, it is similar to an id in terms of adding styling, ठीक है, but the only difference being that multiple tags, right? Multiple tags can have same classes, can have same classes, ठीक है. So I'll forget the theory part, I'll just come to the implementation, right? So let's suppose this is the id that you're having, this is the id that you're having, ठीक है. Now earlier we used hashtag, right? So I'll quickly come here, and instead of that I'll just use a class, ठीक है. So for class, let me just do a backspace, ठीक है. So for id we use a keyword called as id, right? But for class we use a keyword called as class, ठीक है. That is the only difference in terms of writing it. In terms of the syntax, we can give any name that we want to, ठीक है. Let's suppose I want to give it first h2, the same name that I gave to an id. I'm giving the same name, ठीक है. Now if I come here, ठीक है, now instead of hash it will not work, because for id we use a dot operator, ठीक है. अब देखो for class we use a dot operator, dot notation, ठीक है, not operator, notation. So I'll use dot and the name of my class, and here I'll provide a, let's suppose, background color of aqua, ठीक है. Now the only, so what, and see, let's suppose you have two h2, right? One is this, and one is this, this is heading 2, and one is this is another heading 2, ठीक है. So the only tag that I have applied class to is prominent here, but it will work, ठीक है. But we only use class, so you can use id here, you can use classes here, ठीक है. But what is recommended, if you want to only apply a single apply styling to a single tag, what is recommended? An id tag is recommended, ठीक है. A class you have to use at places where you can have multiple styling for the same tag. Let's suppose I want to apply same styling to heading to h2, so here also I can use the same class. Let's suppose class equals to and first h2. If I do this, right, if I do this, the second heading will also get the same color, ठीक है. So what is the difference between, so, and see, if I also apply id here, if I also apply id here, ठीक है, and let me give, instead of class, let me give it an id, and let me give it an id, ठीक है. It will work, but it is not recommended to use id at places where you have more than one tag to give styling to. It is very prompt, because ids are used for unique tags. If you want a specific unique styling to a single tag, that is where we use ide. But classes can multiple tags can have same classes. This is the difference between an id and a class. It will work, but it is not recommended. There's a difference, right, between working and not recommending. So that is the only reason why we use id for uniqueness and classes for more than one tag if you want to give stylings to. I told you, right, because ids are used for uniqueness, but classes you can have multiple tags, right? You can have multiple tags for the same classes, but then it is not recommended to have multiple tags with the same id. Okay, if you want to go into the more depth, I'm not going into the more depth, but there is a, if I'm just giving you an overview. If you see, if when we'll do JS, we'll do that, right? If you console.log the IDs, right? So it gives you a single element. But whereas if you console.log and see the classes, right, it gives you a whole array of list. It's called a node list. So that is a very different part. You don't need to get into depth of that. But for now, you just focus on what I'm saying, right? Why we don't give, why we not give? It's this is a structure point of view. Because id has a single element, but if you are using class, you get a whole node list. It's kind of an array. So that's why you use classes for that. Okay? But don't worry if you're not getting that. You just have to know that why id and why class, and where is why do we use where, which which thing we use where. Okay? That's it. Okay? Got it everyone? Got the difference between id and a class? So how do we, what notation do we use to style a class? What can anyone let me know in the chat box? What notation do we use if you want to give styling to a styling to a class? What notation do we use? Anyone? Anyone? What notation do we use when we have to style using class? Yeah, so quiz will be there at the end part. Okay, look, so please make sure that you are joined, right? Quiz will be there at the last part of the session. Yes, we use a dot operator. Great. Okay, Akshaya, Anand, Rohit, Naveen, Zohir, Akshaya, Ashwini, Virti, Smith, Patel, Rohit, Sanket. Okay, great. ID is given priority if same tag is given an ID, and no, there's no such thing of priority here, Utpal. It's just that the if you only have to apply styling to a single tag only once, then you use an ID. Otherwise, you use the class. That's it. There's no such thing called priority or things uh, in 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 selectors, right? Okay, got it, everyone? Yes. So we and what do we use for ID? What do we use for ID? Okay. So and also if you want to use tag, I told you, right? For tag, you can just have an h2. You can just have an h2, and you can apply styling. That's it. Okay. Yes. We use hashtag. Yeah, we use an hashtag for that. The project will be quite simple. I'm thinking of making a navbar, a simple navbar using Flexbox. Okay, chalo. Now the second topic that we have to cover today is Flex, the most important, right? The most important and the most widely used topic. If you are using, if you are making a project, right, within using HTML, CSS, and JS, and also React, right? React is also a framework, JS framework. 90% of the times you will have to use Flexbox. It is that easy and that convenient. Okay. So much awaited topic for the day is Flexbox. Okay. It is Flexbox. Chalo. Who will tell me? What did so please make sure to mark the attendance in the meanwhile, right? And the quiz will be there at the ending part. What is good and easy to style with, Bootstrap, Tailwind, or Bootstrap or Tailwind? So it depends, Durga. It depends on the use case, right? If you talk about functionalities, if you talk about more features, I think Tailwind has more features than Bootstrap. But if you talk about in terms of complexity, I think Bootstrap is much easier to implement. That's it. Okay? And it depends on the use case as well. Chalo. Who will tell me what is Flexbox? Let's say who has got an answer to that. What is Flexbox in CSS? What is Flexbox in CSS? Who will tell me? What is Flexbox in CSS? Okay. Flexbox is one-dimensional layout method for arranging items in rows and columns. Items to fill additional spaces or shrink. It is used to give layout. It has content. No, random guy. I think specifically if you talk about Flex, it has much more things than that, right? It is a flexible box. It is one-dimensional layout used to position elements in one direction. Flexbox replaces positioning. Yes, you can say. Naveen, you can say. Yes, great. Okay, so I'll tell you without wasting any time. What do you mean by Flexbox? Flexbox is used ठीक है, to style your tags or divs or elements, you can say anything, ठीक है, in horizontal or vertical manner, ठीक है, as per your needs, as per your needs. It has much more properties to that, so we'll be covering the properties, but this is what a flexbox is. It will help you to organize, ठीक है, styling, and I can say organize, ORGANG, ठीक है. It is used for styling and organizing your tags, whatever tags you have. Let's suppose you have a div tag and you want to make it to the center of the web page, right? How do you do that? You use a flexbox. You have multiple options like positioning, but it is not now used. So it is kind of a layout that is used for arranging your tags, your elements, all the things into as per your need, okay? So let's not waste our much time in the theory part. Let's straight away get to the, what do you say, the implementation part, okay? So let's suppose this, I want to, let's suppose, remove all the things, let's remove all the things, yes, okay. And let's make a div first of all, okay? Let's make a div, and let's suppose, let's give it an ID of parent, okay? And also let's make another div inside it. Let's make a div called as child1, okay? Let's make another div by the name of child2. Let's suppose hashtag child2. So this is a shortcut for adding divs by class name of hashtag, okay? Let's make another div, hashtag child3, hashtag child3, okay? Now I have three divs, right? I have yes, I have three divs. Let me go to the styling part and let me just remove all the stylings. Let me just come to this parent div, okay? And let me just use an ID selector, and let me give it a border radius, sorry, border of 2 pixels, and solid, and by the color of red or by the color of black, okay? And let me give some height and width as well. So height, let's suppose, of around I would say 50 pixels, and width is fine, okay? Width is fine. And let me give it a background color of, let's suppose, aqua white, okay? थोड़ा सा difference है. And similarly I also have child1, child2, and child3. Or let me do one thing, let me give it same class, okay? Let me give it class of child1, and let it also be class child1, and let it also be a class, okay? Class child1. All right. And now let me just get the reference of class. What do we use for class? We use a dot operator, right? Dot class, and let me give it some properties. Let's suppose border I want red, okay? And height, let's suppose, let me comment out this part, and let me give a color of green, ठीक है? थोड़ा सा height दे दें क्या? ठीक है. And let the height be auto, so it will adjust according to the height of the inner child, ठीक है? And अच्छा, let's give it a height of 100% viewport height, ठीक है? So what is this VH? This VH stands for viewport. So if you give 100% viewport, so the height will be 100% as compared to the viewport. What is a viewport? It's a browse, it's this screen, okay? It is this screen. And let me also do one thing. Let me just come here, to the body, and let me give margin and as 0 pixels, and let me give padding also as 0 pixels, okay? So what is 100% VH, right? VH again is used for, its full form is viewport height. So if I do VH, it will occupy the whole height, right? So if you see here, this parent is occupying the whole height. So this whole browser is the whole height, right? And let me give some margin, right? Let's say give me some margin of 10 pixels. So now this will be the margin, right? So the layout is very simple here. I have a parent div, and inside that parent div, I have, let's suppose, 3 children divs. Okay, child 1, child 2, and child 3. I'll also name something. Let's suppose child 1. Let's suppose child 2, and let's suppose child 3. Okay, these are 3 childs that I'll be having now. Chalo. And also let us do one thing. Let us just shrink the width. Okay, I want width to be less. Let's suppose width I want to be of 30 pixels. No, not 30. Let's suppose 50 pixels. Okay. Now, so as you can see, right, I'll explain the whole structure. What is there? You have a parent div that is in this color. This is called aqua white color, and you have a child div. Okay. Child div. Yes, Shanwaz, you can do that. Okay. And also we have also a child div. Child div is smaller and it is in green color. Okay. Now, let's suppose I have a requirement. Okay. As you can see, by default, these divs are one below each other, right? These divs are one below each other. Let's suppose I have a requirement in my website that I want these divs to be in a horizontal way. They're now aligned vertically. I want it to be aligned horizontally. Okay. So how will you do that? What comes to your mind when you do that, right? You cannot do it without using Flex. You can have adjustments, but it will not turn out to be responsive. So Flex makes it very easier to adjust your divs according to that. So for that, okay, for using Flex, first of all, you have to go to the parent div. Okay, what is the parent div of child? Okay, it is parent, right? It is parent. See, I have given an idea of parent. It is a parent div. Now, I'll just quickly go to parent and I'll just do display Flex. Okay. Now, as soon as I do display Flex, okay, Flex has some properties, and those properties I need to apply to the child. Let's suppose I want to apply Flex. For the first property that we have is Flex direction. So Flex direction column. We have 4 things in fact. Row, column, row reverse, column reverse. So initially, if I do Flex direction as column, or let me do it as row first. Just give me a second. Flex direction we are having as let me remove this. Yes, Flex direction, and we want to have it in a column way. Okay. So but why is it not appending? Just give me a second. Apply it in parent. Yes, apply it in parent. Yes, my bad. Okay. Flex direction in column. Okay. So all the properties. So that was my bad. All the properties that you need to apply in the Flex, you have to apply it in the parent component. Okay, as said by Utpal. Now, see, initially, what you have is you have all the divs aligned one below each other. Let's suppose I have a requirement, and that requirement says that I have to align them in a horizontal way. So for that, you have a Flex direction. You have a property called as Flex direction, and if you do Flex direction as row, now if it will get aligned in horizontal manner, it will get aligned to horizontal manner. Similarly, there are properties like justify content, and there are properties like align item. So let's suppose initially what you have is you have all the divs in the right in the leftmost part of the page, right? Let's suppose I want to have something here as I want to align them to the middle of the page. So you have a property that is called align item, and if I do align item at center, it will get aligned to the center of the page, right? This is the cross axis that we have. And let's suppose there is also a thing called as justify content. Okay, justify content. If I do justify content at center, now this will move center to the main axis. So what is the I'll just take a screenshot of it. Okay, take a screenshot and let me just explain it to you here. Let me just copy it. Okay, let me just copy it and let's have something. So what do you mean by cross axis and main axis? So this is the main axis, right? This is the main axis that you have. Let me change the color. Let me, yes. So this is the main axis. Yes. Okay. This is called as the main axis. This one. And right, this one. And what is cross axis? This is called as cross axis. This is called as cross axis. So if I'm doing just if I'm doing align items, right? If I'm doing align items, if I'm doing align items as center, what does it mean? That it will align the items. What are the items here? It is child 1, child 2, and child 3 to the center of my page regarding cross axis. Let's suppose I comment out this part, align items. Okay. Now you can see that this will move to the top of the page because it is not in the center of the page, right? If I uncomment it, it will come to the center of the page. And justify content is across the main axis. If I just comment out this part, then it will shrink to the leftmost part. Okay, that is the difference between justify content and align items. Again, so there are properties. It has multiple properties. Again, it also has, let's suppose, flex end. It will move to the end part. Okay, flex starting. It will move to the start part. Okay. Now this all properties you can explore by yourself. There are many. There are countless. There are countless properties that it has. Okay, that is up to you. Whichever property that you want to apply, you can just go through them to each and every properties, and you can make sure that you apply it. Okay. Let me do it in center itself. Yes, these are very important CSS properties. So align items is very much used. Justify content is very much used, and we also use flex direction. Okay. Acha, let's suppose flex direction. Let's suppose I want to have it as row reverse. Okay. Now see the difference. Earlier it is child 1, child 2, child 3. If I do row reverse, okay, now it will be child 3, child 2, and child 12. What does it do? It will just reverse the axis, right? Now child 3 is coming first on the leftmost part, then child 2, then child 1. Similarly, I also have one for column. Let's suppose this is column, right? This is aligning in the column words in the vertical format, child 1, child 2, child 3. If I do column reverse, I get child 3, child 2, and child 1. As simple as that. Okay, again, there are many properties. You also have a wrap. Wrap means that let's suppose let's suppose I have some other divs as well. Okay. So what is happening in this case? Okay. What is happening in this case? It is going outside my boundary. Okay. So there is property for that if you want to include it inside that, and that is called flex wrap. If I do flex, not flex direction, it is a flex wrap. If I do flex wrap as no wrap, okay. Now see the difference. Sorry, flex wrap as wrap. Okay, now see the difference. Instead of going downwards, now they're adjusting according to the width of the page. Okay, they're adjusting according to the width of the page. Now if I scroll, right, it will not go downwards. It will not cross the axis of my web page. If I do it no wrap, then it will cross the page and it will just go in a downward direction. That this is what a wrap is used for. All right. Yes, for alignment as. Okay. Any doubts till far so far? Any doubts so far? Any doubts so far, guys? Any doubts so far? And also, please make sure to mark the attendance, right? Mark the attendance, and how do you mark attendance? So let me come to the LetsUpgrade website. So yes, tell me. Okay. So this is the website, and you have to enroll. First of all, if you have not enrolled, you have to enroll. How do you enroll? You just come down to the page. You have to click on enroll now. If you have enrolled, you click on this option. You click on my programs. Okay. If you click on my programs, you'll see an option. Okay. And there's an option called as HTML and CSS, right? This is day 3, right? Building project and Flexbox. In order to mark the attendance, you have to click on mark attendance here. You have to click on. You have to fill in some basic information. How would you recommend today's session? Okay. And which program are you interested in? So I'll tell you about the programs. And let's say I'm interested in full stack. Any feedbacks? Nothing. I'll just submit. Okay, now as soon as I submit the attendance, I'll get the percentage criteria to be above. Yeah, this is now almost 70%, right? So talking about the programs, we currently have these two programs, right? Java and C++. So what is the difference between normal programs between Java DSA and C++ is that no, between the bootcamp and the proper course is that this course will be a full on 3 months extensive learning, right? You'll get mentor support, you'll get 100 plus problems to solve, and the best part is that you'll also get placement assistance, right? If you are enrolling in this program, you can be rest assured about the placement part, right? The placement will be taken care of taken care by the team as well, right? You do not have to worry about it. Plus there are also program called C++. If you do not want to do it in Java, you also have it in C++, right? And you can also enroll for the full stack programs. Okay, so and you can also explore this full data science. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do. Let's suppose you want to do full stack, you want to learn DSA, it's totally up to you. You can learn whatever you want. Okay, I also told you about the attendance one. How do you mark the attendance? Go to my programs and submit the attendance, and also please submit the assignments as well. Today you also have an assignment. All right. Chalo. Okay, so do you guys know what is a nav bar? What is a nav bar? Do you guys know? So a nav bar, if I come here, so this here, right? You see this, right? This, all the options that you see here, this consists of a nav bar. Yeah, this consists of a nav bar. So we can use Flexbox for making a nav bar, right? We can have multiple items. So if I come here, if I div, so I what would be my idea here? I have a parent div, and inside this I have multiple options: program, student, ambassador, job, event, community, and my name. Okay, so I can have a parent div. Inside this div I can have 1 2 3 4 5 child divs. So this is similar to this. I have a parent div, and this is a child div, child. Let's suppose I only want to have how much? These many divs only. Okay, and let's suppose it says, what options do we have here? We have students, we have student ambassador. Okay, we have students, we have student ambassador. Okay, we have, let's suppose, uh, jobs, events, and community. Okay, we have jobs, we have events, and we have community. Okay, so if I come here, this is something that you will be having. Now first of all, let me come to the parent div, and let me, before that, let me come to the child div, and let me remove the border, let me remove the background color. Okay, and let me do one thing, let me flex direction, let me have it as row. Flex direction is a row. Okay, yes, and also flex wrap, let me comment out this part, and justify content, let me comment out this part, align items, let me comment out this part. Okay, so and also let me go to the parent, let me go to the and let me give width as 100% viewport width. Okay, let's remove these parts. Okay, now let me come here. So let it be only be ambassador. AM. Oh. Okay, let it only be ambassador. AM. Right, and let me give some border to each and every div. Let's suppose border of around 2 pixels, and I want to have it at solid. Yes, we can have anchor tags as well. Okay, that's no issue. You can adjust it according to your need. Let me just comment out this bit. Instead of that, let's have only student ambassadors. Okay, it's looking great. Ambassador, let's have it as student ambassador. Okay, so this is the kind of, what do you say, the options that you have here. Okay, so first of all, we need to adjust the font, right? Font is slightly bigger in size. So let's suppose I want to have a font. Yes, okay. Let's suppose I want to have font as smaller or small. Okay. If I come here, this has become smaller in size. Or let's suppose font of around what do you say, pixels. Let's suppose 30 pixels. It should work here. 30 pixels. No, it's not. Okay. And what else is there? You have what do you have? You have it in the rightwards direction. So I'll do justify content, and I'll do flex end. Okay. Now this will adjust to the right side of the page. Okay, this will adjust to the right side of the page. Similarly, if you want, you can also apply these things. You can also apply hover. Okay, so if I'm hovering onto this text, it is creating an effect, right? It is getting orange in color. So for that, you have a property called as hover, right? Please explore hover property and let me know if you guys face any doubts. All right. After that, these are anchor links, by the way. Okay, you can also have anchor links here. You can also have anchor links here. So if I minimize it, and if I want to have, let's suppose, h6, I want to have h6 or not h6. Chalo, okay, h6. I want to have h6. Yes, yeah. Let me cross this part and let's move it here. So see, there's a difference. Similarly, I want to have it each and every case. h6, you have h6, you have h6, and also you have h6 here. Okay. Similarly, you can do it again. You can change it. You can have it. You can have student, or you can have ambassador. DUR. Okay. You can have again, what all sections are there? Jobs, events, and community. You can have jobs. You can have students. You can have community. Yeah. And you can have events. Okay. This is what you can make, and you can also adjust the what do you say? You can also adjust the margin. You can make it to the top of the page, right? So this is what you can do here. So and similarly, this is a simple use case that I told you, right? It can have multiple use cases. You can also make these diffs, right? So if I come here, how do you make, if I want to plan it out, right? If I want to replicate this website, replicate this section of the page, so how do I do that? I'll make a parent div, right? This is a parent div which is skin in color, peachy in color, and these are the two divs that I have. One is this div and one is this div. Okay, and I want to apply, and I want to make it to the and I want to align it horizontally, right? So what I can use here, I can use display flex of row, right? What will row do? It will align items to the horizontal part. If I do it vertically, right? Let's suppose I want to align these two divs, this div and this div, career expert program. So what flex direction I will use here? I will use flex direction column, because it will apply in a vertical direction, right? Similarly, you can do that also. You can do that also. So if you see the use case, right, this also is made using flex. This are applied are aligned horizontally. Okay, these two divs are aligned vertically. You have used flex direction in that, right? And this also, these all the divs that are there, HTML, Java, JavaScript, React, all these are organized in a horizontal format. So you have to use flex direction row here. Okay, and if you want to align these two sections, enroll now button and the upper section, for that you can use flex direction column. Okay, that was a simple use case of where do we use flex and things like that. All right. ठीक है. And after that, I want you to please explore Flexbox a bit, Flexbox a bit more, right? Because it is not possible to explain all the properties in simply 1 hour. So just go over to CSS docs. Just go over to CSS Flexbox. ठीक है, Flexbox properties. ठीक है, and you will receive ample number of properties. You can go on to this W3 schools. ठीक है, you can explore many properties. There are many properties that you have. ठीक है. So if you will explore, you will see that you can use multiple properties that are there, right? So that's totally up to you. Your exploration part, whatever you want to, you can do with that. Similarly, there is also an option to shrink, right? You can shrink the items if in the Flexbox if you want. So there are multiple things that you can do. ठीक है. Raghav, for what do you say, for drop down, if you want to, you can directly use Bootstrap for that. But if you want to have a pure and simple drop down, it will take much time. There's not much time left, but if I'm just giving you a hint, right? So you can use a Flexbox for that. So it has to be a drop down, so all the options will be one below each other. Which flex direction will you use flex direction column, right? It'll align all the items in the bottom wise direction, and then you can have a display hidden. So if you click on the hamburger, right, then only your what do you say, so if I come here, right, if I minimize it, because it is responsive, right, if I click on this hamburger, this if I you have to use JavaScript for that also. Okay, if you're aware, if you know JavaScript well and good. If you don't know, then please learn about JS also. If you just click on that, you have to use an on click function. If you just click on that, all these options will come here. All right. And similarly, if you just again click it on a cross icon, all these options will go. So you have an on click listener that is on click. If you just click on that, this display visibility, right? This is the visibility option that you have in CSS. Okay, it will be visible. If you click on cross, it will be hidden. As simple as that. All right. Okay. With that being said, let's start with the quiz now. Right. Let me. So in the meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you can let me know. In the meanwhile, Anand is joining for the quiz, right? And also, please make sure to go through the notes of Flexbox. Okay, it is very widely used, and you also get confidence in that if you explore much in depth about the Flexbox things, right? So please make sure to go there also. How to use event listener? For that, you have to understand what is an event listener first of all, right? You have to learn about JavaScript. Okay, I think we have a JavaScript playlist coming up, so I would recommend you to please watch the JS playlist, and then we'll be good to go. All right. So just give me a second. ठीक है. Now we'll start with the quiz. ठीक है. Anam is joining, and then we'll start. How to get certificate? So once this bootcamp gets over, right? Today is the last day. In about half an hour, you'll see an option to download the certificate there. So please make sure that you are first of all marking the attendance, and it is if the bar is above 50%, you will see an option to get the certificate there. All right. I didn't ask that. I'm telling that we. Just give me a second.
Hello. Hello, sir. Am I audible? Hello. Hello. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, Sanam, you're audible.
Yeah. So, we'll start with Kahoot. Let me share my screen.
Yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah. So in order to use the event listener, right? I didn't ask that. I'm telling you to that we need to event listener. Yes, you need an event listener for that. So as soon as you click, you want the hamburger to be appear, right? So how will you make sure that it is clicked? You have to use an event listener for that. So that we use it while using JavaScript, not by simply using plain JS, right? So yeah.
Yeah. So hello Naveen, hello everyone, hello, good evening. Uh, Guys, we'll start with Kahoot. It's a quiz. We will be having 9 questions, and you will be having only 20 seconds to answer each question. So this is the game pin. Go to Kahoot.it. Here you can paste that game pin, and you can enter the game using this pin. This it's showing here in the screen, or else you can scan this QR code to enter the game. Please make sure that you enter with the username that you use before your Gmail ID. So we will get will if you win the game, we'll get in touch with you, and you will get a coupon code for n- guys, please enter with the username that you use before your Gmail ID. The top three winners will get a coupon code for Java DSA course, which we have. I will put this game pin in the chat box also. 29 people have joined. So, guys, let me know when everyone join, and I will start the game. Hello, Shivam. Hello, Sahil. Hello, Jyotish. Yesterday's strength was something 105. Let's hit at least 100 people. 107 people are online. Please, guys, join. We have exciting reward for this. Sai sir will explain the assignment after some times. Let now focus on this game.
Yesterday I got 3 rank, but I did not get any mail. Yeah, you'll get the mail. Don't worry.
No, no, I already send them the coupon code on the mail. I have
Okay,
sent
then check
you
your
Monu Kumar.
Moon and check your mail.
Yeah. All the three mail. Sir, if possible, after the lecture, this game, please explain assignments.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Even
So guys,
Viraj
please
has
join
received
fast.
their mail. Viraj, just tell me in the comment box that you have you received your mail. I got reward of Ram, I guess. Madhav, you received your mail. Java will start. And start, put thumbs up in the chat that shall we start? many of the already people have joined. Start. Okay. Okay, guys. Guys, just waiting. We'll wait 1 minute. People are still joining. When you will get the certificate? Wait. Guys, now certificate is available. You can go to one link and collect your certificate. And I'm starting the game. So all the best, guys. Try to answer fast. We'll be having only 20 seconds. And so all the best. Virti, the certificate is available now. You can go to one link and the certificate. The first question, which property is used to create a flex container? 11 seconds left and 10 people have answered. So the right option is A. We'll move to second question. Will this last? And the second question is not a valid property for a flex container. 18 seconds and the options are there. You have to answer. Sandesh Deshmukh, please do not answer in the chat box. Please let them answer on their own. Do not prompt. 3 seconds left. And the correct one is fourth. Third question. What property is used to align flex items along the main axis? Thank you, Sandesh. Thank you. 12 seconds. 17 people have answered. And 3 seconds. Please, guys, do not answer in the chat box. Then, Kailash, you haven't marked your attendance. See that you have marked all your days' attendance and submitted the assignment. You should have at least 50% of the progress bar for the attendance. Sorry, for the certificate. The option is A. And the fifth question, which property is used to control the size of flex items? 10, 9 seconds, 22 answers. 1 second, 0. And the right one is A. Which CSS property is used to set the color of text? Sixth question it is. And 14 seconds, 21 answers. Guys, answer fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. C is the correct option. And the seventh question, third last question it is, how can you specify the font size of an element in CSS? 13 seconds. Which can you specify the font size of an element in CSS? Font size. Next bootcamp is on Monday, JavaScript. Font size is the right answer. Second last question. With what property is used to set the border width in CSS? One zero second, and the right option is B. And the last question, it is the last question. How can you select an element by its class in CSS? Guys, 16 seconds. This is the last. So we'll see the scoreboard. Who are the top three winners? Nandini is the third topper. Karthik is the second, and first is the Aditya. Please, may put your username that you use before your Gmail ID in the chat box. You will get the mail by tomorrow end of the day. Please, guys, share your user Gmail ID. Do not write gmail.com. It won't show us in the chat. Only write the username before your Gmail ID. You will get the unique coupon code directly on your mail, and you can claim it while checkout in the enrollment process. Aditya's, yeah, got yours. Aditya Sanskar Sengupta 111. Okay, okay. Karthik and Nandini, yours, send yours Gmail ID, please. Aditya Sanskar Sengupta 111. It's the right na? It's yours only na? Aditya, please put thumbs up in the chat. No, no, Abhinesh. No, Abhinesh, it's not like that. Everyone will get the certificate. You have to mark the attendance of all days and submit the assignment. Go to. I will show you like where to. Yeah, okay, okay, Aditya. I will show you how you will get the certificate. Please wait, guys. Wait. I will show you guys. 1 minute, huh? So here in the go to this link. Click on this link. Wait, guys, it's loading. Yeah. So here you have to first mark your attendance for every day. Just give me a second. Yeah. So after marking the attendance, reload the page. So yeah, see, I have more than 50% of progress bar. I have 69.23% of progress bar. So I will get the certificate, and I have to generate it from here. You will get the generate certificate option here. Did you got it, everyone? Guys, have you got it? Yeah, if time permits, we play this in next and be with us. So, okay, try it again and you will get download. Guys, our next bootcamp is of JavaScript on Monday. Again, Ritik sir will be the trainer, so please be with us. Do like and subscribe the channel. Please share with your friends about Let's Upgrade. Let them know by giving free certificate, and this is only for 3 years and 1 hour of boot. Please, guys. and do not forget to mark your attendance and get the certificate. No, next bootcamp is JavaScript DSA will be on next month, I guess. Karthik, your mail ID will send you the mail coupon code by tomorrow. Yeah, okay, guys. So we'll end this bootcamp. Sorry, we'll end this session also. Yeah, Director Mishra will again play this Kahoot in next bootcamp also on day 2 and day 3. So, guys, this was all for this bootcamp. We'll see you again. Bye, everyone.
Hey, hi everyone. So my name is Sai Kiran and I'm the founder and CEO of LetsUpgrade, and I'm having some amazing news for every one of you. LetsUpgrade, in collaboration with ITM Skills University, is launching the first B.Tech CSE program that we love to share with you all, guys. 6 features. Number 1, 100% job guarantee to all the students joining this particular program with minimum 8 LPA. Number 2, 1-year paid internship in product/MNC companies. Number 3, taught by real developers working in the industry in top companies. Number 4, amazing campus, a campus which is like we work in Mumbai that we are building for you all, guys. Number 5, build lots of projects which are like real world applications, highly scalable applications from Hotstar to Zoom to your own Zomato. Number 6, you are gonna love the community collaborations that we guys have done. We are collaborating with 13 plus tech communities to give you the same environment what IITs and NITs have. Meet lots of industry people, participate in hackathons and meetups to understand what is running in the industry. These are the 6 features which we have. You can check out the program on our website, that is isu.ac.in. Check out B.Tech there, you will find it. That's it, guys. Bye-bye.
बेचलर के लिए रूम बेचलर है ये लड़के लोग चार